me to tell you I'm not the failure. I would rather live and let be, but you came with the right kind of threat to push me to let you know you can't intimidate me. You disrespect me so clearly. Now you better hear me. That is not the way it goes down.
Alright, what is good, you guys? It's me, Obey Anime, here to do my Bungou Stray Dogs first impressions. And a lot of people requested me to check out this series because apparently this is a series that's been overlooked due to so many other awesome ass series this season. So I decided to check it out. I started the series, what was it? I think I started this Thursday. Was it Thursday? If not Wednesday, but we're here. We're all caught up. I even watched the latest episode yesterday, and I have to say this show itself is nice. I smell season 2 in the works already, people. I know it's in the fucking works. Because this is a 12 episode series, the manga's ongoing, and this shit's fucking fire. So, let's talk about animation. Animation is on point. It's on point. It's A1 day one, and it's done by Bones. So you gotta expect some good animation. It's not like, it's not like it didn't get the Toriko treatment. Thank the fuck God it didn't. But I will say, before we get on to the characters, I want to talk about the opening and the ending. When it comes to the opening and the ending, I honestly do believe that, and this is just my assumption, I'm the type of person that I try to interpret what the opening and the ending, what exactly they're trying to, what message are they trying to convey to us, the audience. And I'm going to say this. Based off what I've seen, we don't know yet, Dazai and Ryunosuke had a brotherly relationship. Based off what I've seen, based off visuals alone in the opening and ending, they had that brotherly relationship. Something traumatic must have happened to Dazai, or Dazai just didn't want to be part of the port mafia. As we know, we learned that in like episode 4 or 5. He stopped. He used to be part of the port mafia, but that didn't happen. And as a result, that relationship with Ryunosuke was severed. So we see it now, and we see that Atsushi is more of that little brother that Dazai looks, I don't want to say looks up to, but more of that little brother figure that Dazai is teaching, if that makes sense. Oh man, excuse me. Sorry about that, people. Sorry folks. I'm literally just getting up. So like I said, I do believe that Dazai and Atsushi have this little brother, older brother relationship similar to Ryunosuke and Dazai, which I also believe they had that type of relationship until Dazai left the port mafia. Now, I think Ryunosuke has a little bit of an obsession with Dazai and who Dazai's new family is, and that explains this fixation that he has with Atsushi, because he sees the way Dazai looks at Atsushi. Dazai looks at Atsushi as a brotherly figure, as a little brother of the sword. So Ryunosuke is saying, like, who is this? Like, is he worth my replacement? Is he worth my replacement in terms of being little brother? We saw in episode, I think, was it episode 6, that he appeared, and we find out, well, not even we find out who's behind abducting these people. Really, it's the taxi driver. And we've got Atsushi, Dazai, and Kunikita, who pretty much come up with the plan. And Kunikita makes a flashbang, and we hear Ryunosuke, and Ryunosuke says, yes, you truly are worthy of taking cover for Dazai, or protecting Dazai. So we get this like weird obsession. Like I don't understand, bro. Like when I saw Ryunosuke, he looked like he came straight out of Dracula Unfolds. The way he dresses, the way he's got that menacing on some JoJo shit. Menacing, that menacing vibe. Yeah. So that's just me interpreting what I've seen in the opening ending. Now let's get into the story. I do like the overall story of it. The overall story gives me that Kekai Sensen vibe in the sense that we have supernatural people who use their abilities to help the government and the police with the everyday task, whether it's catching a criminal or it's some undercover job. These are the people for it. This is the agency. This is the detective agency. These are the people meant for that. And you get that similar. I swear you get that Kekai Sensei vibe. Because in Kekai Sensen, they do that. It's pretty similar. Granted, I haven't finished Kekai Sensen. I'm like, what, 6-7 episodes in, I believe. But you get that vibe from that. You really get that vibe. So that's one thing I liked. Now I will say, off the rip, seeing episode 1, I thought this was gonna go the Wolf's Rain route. If you've seen Wolf's Rain, you'll know what I mean. In a sense, we got introduced to Nakijima Atsuchi. We learned about his backstory, how he was in an orphanage, and how these priests and people knew he was a supernatural person who could turn into a tiger, so they didn't want to fuck with him at all. They told him, you ain't worth shit, you're not gonna be shit, just kill yourself. The usual. So I thought off the rip, when Dazai said, we're gonna take you in, I thought it was gonna be on some like Wolf's Rain shit where we look at each of these characters, and me personally, I thought these characters were abandoned and they went through some type of traumatic situation, and as a result, we had one character, bring another character into the fold, into the agency. Like I thought that's what's going on, and that may possibly be the case, even though we haven't really gone into the backstories of each of these characters. That may be the case. Granted, I also may be wrong, but that's me. Hey, maybe that's why it's called Bungou Stray Dogs, because honestly, that's what I thought. When I saw Stray Dogs, I was thinking, each of these characters were abandoned. They went through some type of traumatic situation, and we had one character after another character bring them into the fold. I don't know. Maybe I'm overanalyzing this, but I do. One thing I do want to say is I do want to see the backstory of these characters, especially the president. I want to know how the president became to be. I want to know that. I want to know Dazai's relationship to the Port Mafia, what he did, why he left, and along with his relationship with Ryunosuke. And I also want to know Ryunosuke's objectives. So that's just me personally. Now, what did I think when it came to these episodes? These episodes were fire. Episode 4, when we had Ryunosuke's right-hand girl come in and act like there was a problem, act like, people were attacking her store or some shit like that, but really she was the one behind it. She was the one who brought them to the dead end and shot Tani, what's his name? Tanizaki's sister. That was nuts. And Tanizaki, you get this vibe from Tanizaki, and she's like, you're not a combat type. So off the rip, I'm like, Tanizaki, he's good with weapons. Tanizaki, when he came up and he said, listen, Nakijima, stand down. This bitch is mine to kill. I said, excuse the fuck out of me. And he said, light snow. I'm like, is snowing? What you gonna do? Give the bitch frostbite? Like, what's going on here? And he came up. He disappeared. And he was talking about his abilities, in which you can't see him. He comes out of any direction. And when he was getting ready, when he choked the bitch, I was like, oh man, where are we going with this right now? Then Ryunosuke showed up. I mean, like, episodes like that, they were just fire. But it also gives us, or it gives me, an idea of the way the characters are. For example, Tanizuki is more of a laid-back type of character, unlike his sister. His sister is more or less into the incest. I mean, you can tell she really likes her brother, and it's like, you know, I'm not a fan of the Mormon, but you know, you do what you want to do. I like I said, I got nothing against it, but I'm not, you know, I'm not into that. I'm not into that whatsoever. But hey, it's anime, right? So just seeing these character traits and seeing the way these characters interact with each other, such as Dazai and Kunikita. In the last episode, we saw the way they work together. They work perfectly in sync when it came to, in terms of like being partners. You know, we had, you know, Kunikita come up with a grappling hook, you know, switch places with Dazai, knock out the big black dude, and then we had, you know, Dazai negate abilities. Which, let me say this, Dazai is my favorite character just because he's more of a mystery and because his abilities aren't really too complex. They're like Toma's from 2 Hour No Index. If you haven't watched that, please watch A Certain Magical Index. Watch it. Dazai, similar to Toma, can negate your abilities. He can make your abilities null and fucking void. That's incredible. That's dope. Me personally, I think that's nice. That really is nice. So seeing these characters and the different personalities and the way they interact with each other is the one thing I do like about this series. One thing I do want though, and this is something we'll probably get in season 2, I want to know the backstories of each of these characters and where they came from. I really do. Last episode, I will say we got to understand more about Kunikita, how he's devoted to his ideals, and what can happen when you're so devoted to your ideals. We saw that with the Azure King. We saw that with the Azure King's girl. We saw what the Azure King's girl allowed the hacker to do to her. Like, that was crazy. I felt like that was a really complex episode in a sense that, what is justice? Do you really get justice out of killing the person who is responsible for killing your father? Is that really justice? I don't know, but we shall see. And I will start doing live reactions to Bungou Stray Dogs. But other than that, I didn't mean it to be so long. It's about 12 minutes in. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it right here. Cut it. Hey, yeah, we're gonna cut it right here. So other than that, give me your thoughts, you guys. What do you guys think of the series so far? Do you guys enjoy it? Me personally, I enjoy it. I even think there's more to Etsuchi than what's being led on. I really do. But other than that, give me your thoughts. What do you guys think of this series? What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the recent episode? Oh man, that was crazy. So other than that, what I want you guys to do, like the video, hit that like button, because we're almost there. We're like 950 subs. We're almost at 1,000. Hit that like button. Subscribe. If you haven't, subscribe. Because I'm going to be doing them live reactions for Bungou Stray Dogs. Because I've noticed, and a lot of people don't really hop on the series. So I'm going to be doing live reactions for it. So other than that, give me your thoughts. I'm out, you guys. Peace.